Hey, I'm Tom.
And I'm John.
And we're the co-founders of handsomefrank illustration agency.
In this series, we'll be sitting down and talking to our illustrators, finding out more about them, their artistic process, and the creative industry we work in.
Welcome to our podcast. Good morning, John.
Good morning.
Are you all right?
Cold?
Are you, I'm a bit... So yesterday was the book London, and John and I spent the whole day...
Oh, yeah, I saw that on Instagram, yeah.
Yeah, we spent the whole day... It's like a trade show for the design industry. But yeah, spent the whole day just talking about what we do again and again and again and again, and asking the same questions again and again. And it was a great event.
It was good. It was really nice to catch up with some old clients and some new clients.
But I've woken up today and I'm just feel a bit brain dead.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So
it's just like
for a
social
podcast.
battery kind of, yeah.
Perfect for a podcast.
I get that.
I'll be even more chatty than normal on this one.
Well, let's raise our energy because we're very pleased to have our guest here today. Somebody that we signed earlier this year in February.
Has it not even been a year?
Yeah. It's been since February.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good impact.
Flown
Like 10
by.
months.
Yeah.
Blimey.
So welcome to the podcast, yo.
Thank you.
Hosoyamada.
Yeah.
There you
Perfect.
go. I've been practicing pronunciation.
Say it again?
I'm not saying it again. Go on, yo.
Yo Hosoyamada.
Hosoyamada.
It's Yamada and then Hoso in front of it. So Yamada is a very common Japanese last name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Good to know. Welcome. Anyway,
Thank you for
thanks
having
for coming
me.
to see us. Where have you
I'm
come
so
in from
excited.
today?
From home. So I'm like in North London. So
Yeah.
I was just like kind of taking the tube over.
Whereabouts are you in North London?
In Holloway.
Oh, I used to live in
near
Holloway.
Holloway. So like near kind of like the Arsenal Stadium.
Yeah, I used to live right next to the ladies' prison.
Ladies' prison.
Yeah,
What?
so there used to be a prison in Holloway. I'm not sure if there's still
I had
is.
no idea.
Yeah.
I have no.
So it's the same. There's a prison in Brixton. I live near Brixton, and like there's so many people that don't know about it.
I'm not
It's
sure
like,
if
you know
that's still
that
there.
massive
Maybe it's not.
Victorian.
I've never
You've never heard
about
of
that.
this?
No.
Yeah, I lived on just top of Cali Road, just near Holloway Road. Yeah,
Okay.
Maybe
yeah,
it's
20 years ago, so maybe it's
It's
gone.
gentrification. It's probably now a trendy coffee shop or a
Probably.
WeWork or something.
Yeah.
I liked Holloway. Holloway's.
I
very-
love living there.
Yeah.
I mean, I've lived all over London in my 10 years of living in London. And yeah, the place that we're at now is like my favorite area. It just has everything.
What was your least favourite?
Rotherhithe.
Oh, the tunnel.
But because I lived like 15 minutes bus from the Rotherhithe station, so there was nothing there. There was no coffee shops. There was no supermarket.
I went. The only time, apart from driving through the tunnel, I went to. It's either Swedish or Norwegian festival there.
Oh,
There's
okay.
apparently a bit of a community.
Oh.
It was quite random.
It is kind of a random place.
Yeah.
And you see Canary Wharf across the Thames.
Yeah.
But it's a bit like
can't
not connected. You
get
can't
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
no,
see
not
it
at
and there's
all.
so much there, but you can't get to it.
Yeah, strange. Okay, so you're settled in Holloway now.
So, love it. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, well, thank you for coming in today. Yeah, we wanted to sit down with you and have a chat. Obviously, we've been working together just under a year. I
Yeah.
feel like we have known you longer
Yeah.
because we met a couple of years ago.
Yep.
But yeah, let's kind of start from the start and talk a little bit about your background and I guess tell us where you grew up to start with.
I grew up kind of all over. I grew up originally. I'm from Tokyo, but then I moved to Paris when I was 5.
You're 5, right?
And then was there until I was 9. Went back to Tokyo, did a little bit of Singapore as well, and then I came here. So
Cool. So
yeah,
were
yeah.
you moving around because of parents' jobs or?
Yeah. My mom's job. So we just kind of moved.
Was that in international schools, or were you
Yep.
suddenly expected to learn French? Or?
Yep.
So how many
I've-
languages do you speak?
I speak 3 languages
Nice.
fluently. So English is actually my 3rd language. So it used to be my least kind of confident language growing up.
Yeah.
But now it's my 1st language, which is kind of funny. But yeah, we just kind of moved. And then when I was 5, my parents just pushed me into a very fully French school, and I had to learn French.
I'm so envious of people that can speak many languages, and most like English people are just rubbish at learning other languages, but it's just so normal.
Which
for
is,
others.
you don't really need to, I guess.
No,
Or,
well,
I mean, it's,
in South America, I promise you, not many people speak English.
right,
But,
yeah.
yeah, it just seems so normal in other parts of the world to learn
Yeah.
multiple languages.
I think, yeah.
including Europe.
True. I think the real trick is like learning it when you're younger,
Oh,
because
totally.
it doesn't even feel like you're learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I took the decision aged 14 or 15 that I wasn't going to need French, and I was like, well, I'm just going to not really bother with French, you know.
Yeah.
And I've
And you're doing French now, aren't you?
Oh, well, I'm learning French now, but,
Yeah.
but I've ended up representing like 13 French illustrators. So it's like
So many French speakers.
such a bad decision. So now I am learning. This year, I'm on my 312th day or something on
Duolingo. I saw that.
Have you seen me on there?
Yeah, I saw that. And I was like, oh, amazing.
Yeah, I'm trying.
We can speak French later.
It's slow progress.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You need to immerse yourself though. That's the only way to do it.
I think that's what's so great about learning or like knowing multiple languages is that you can access so many cultures in ways that you wouldn't be able to if you just spoke English, I think. And like the sense of humor is so different. And yeah, just all that stuff.
Wow. So 4 or 5 years in Paris?
Yep.
And what drew you to London?
I came here for the last 2 years of high school. So, or like sixth form, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I came here for school at first, and then I just grew to love it, and now it's just home.
So you feel
Yeah.
like a Londoner? You feel more
Yeah.
London than Paris or Tokyo?
Yeah, I mean, I love Paris, which I feel like you can tell from my work.
Yes.
But I also love London, and it's just because I've been here for 11 years or something like that. Yeah, I just feel so at home.
And
more than Tokyo, yeah.
Have you got family in London as well?
No, yeah. By myself. And my family's in Tokyo, though.
So they're all back to Tokyo. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Quite eclectic.
Oh, yeah, I want to travel the world, and
You should go to Japan. It's
I should do.
really popular now.
Yeah, it's getting my kids in and out of school. That's the problem.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because you went to Tokyo a couple of years ago and stayed as part of Luis Mendo's. What would you call it?
I didn't actually.
did you not? I thought you did.
No. I wanted to, but I wasn't sure if it.
I thought this did happen.
No, but I went to visit him.
But you know, so Luis Mendo is another one of our illustrators.
Yes, he's
born
amazing.
in Spain,
Yeah.
now lives in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, he's moved out of Tokyo. But so you didn't stay with him?
He has an artist residence for
Yeah.
people that don't know. He has this, well, I think it's closed now, but this former
It's
rice
incredible.
shop
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
he's moved out of the city.
in an old neighbourhood. But I thought you'd gone and done a residency.
I
there.
haven't. I thought I really wanted to, but I didn't think it would really make sense. I guess maybe because you know,
Because your connections. to
Yeah, because
Tokyo.
I know Tokyo so well,
so-
and it's more geared towards people who come into
But
Tokyo.
you've
Japan.
met Luis?
But yeah, I went to visit the building. It's like an
Yeah.
old rice shop, and yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I missed out on seeing it when I was over, fortunately, and now it's closed, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah. Well, now you can go visit him in the
Yeah,
countryside,
I think it's-
hopefully.
where is he? He moved to the mountains, has he?
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
ask me the name of it. But yeah, he's in the mountains. He's brought an e-bike.
Oh, nice.
He's very happy. That's
Yeah.
all I know.
So you were studying in London, did sixth form here,
Yeah.
and you wanted to be an architect, right? Is that?
Kind of, yeah. I did 3 years, like a full undergrad in architecture. I did it at this school called the Bartlett at
Yeah.
UCL.
Which, let's just say, is basically the best architectural school in London.
Yeah, I think it's been like number
Yeah,
one.
my friend
on-
went there, and it is very prestigious in terms of architecture.
and insanely, yeah. It's very intense to go there and study
I
there.
have stories of the tutors making students cry during grits and stuff like
Very
that.
real thing, or like ripping apart their models in front of
and
them that they spent
this-
hours
but,
on. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how did you find that? This sort of strong critique on your work and criticism and scrutiny.
Yeah, that's definitely tough, but I think it kind of makes you very resilient in a sense, and you're kind of constantly exposed to criticism and how you can better your work and how you can look at it in different ways. And as much as like it was really difficult going through those 3 years, I feel like it made me stronger afterwards.
I mean, it's a total part of the creative process, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think everyone has to learn it. You either learn it the hard way on a live job, or you learn it by crying with your tutor.
Yeah.
So was it a 3-year course you did, or
Yeah, 3 years,
So
yeah.
you completed the course.
I completed the course. It was
that
really
stage
difficult.
one?
Huh?
Is it stage one they call it in architecture?
Stage one, yeah. Or part one.
Part one,
I
sorry,
guess.
part one, yeah.
almost dropped out so many times, but we made it. And then I worked in industry for a year. So that's kind of what you're supposed to do.
That's what you have to do. You have to do part one.
You know really well, yeah.
Then you have to go and work in the industry, and then you have to do part two.
And then you work again.
I actually wanted to be an architect when I was a kid.
Me too.
No, well, like you're doing all this,
well,
which is kind of adjacent, isn't it?
I was thinking about this morning, thinking about this podcast. I got my parents bought me this like technical drawing board for my 11th birthday, and I was like, I want to be an architect. I'm not sure what happened to that dream.
Oh, no.
But I rarely use that board to draw anything.
I think I still have my board that I bought. Yeah.
Good.
God. Yeah.
Okay, so then you did a year in industry, and at what point did you think, this isn't what I want to do with my life?
I think it was like I was always questioning whether I wanted to do the full thing because it is such a long process. And I think when I was working in industry, I was sort of thinking about what I wanted to do, and beyond kind of architecture, I've always wanted to do something that was my own. So like whether it's my own business or
where does that come from? That sort of independent.
I think maybe my father, because he has his own graphic design office, and he kind of set that up, and it's his own. And I think I always kind of admired that. And so I kind of always imagined doing something that was my own. And I just couldn't really imagine doing architecture and like having an architecture firm. So I was like, what else can I do? And I was going through all of the different creative avenues that I could go into. Like, I think I considered becoming a set designer.
Oh, it's interesting that you were kind of set on the type of role, like a solo role.
Yeah.
And the creative industries.
And but you were open to what route that might mean within creativity.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I've always really liked architecture, but I didn't know if being an architect was the right thing.
Did you do an art foundation course before?
No.
Because that's the kind of year where you get to try everything. It seems like you almost did that in reverse.
Kind of, yeah. And like growing up, I really loved animation, and I wanted to be a visual development artist, kind of drawing backgrounds and stuff like that for animation. And so I think there was always an essence of like spatiality and environment, but in what ways that could kind of translate to a career, I think I was still figuring that out while I was working. Yeah.
So was there a moment where, how have you ended up doing that? How did you get here now?
I kind of was not drawing throughout my maybe last 2 years of undergrad, just not even picking up a pencil. I was just doing renderings. And then once I started working on my free time and like after work and stuff like that, I started just sketching in my sketchbook just for fun. And I think that really just like I reconnected with my love for drawing. And then I just started discovering like works of really amazing illustrators like Tom Hosoyamada that you represent,
One
obviously.
Of ours, yeah.
I think like a few of the first artists that I discovered was like Tom, and then John McNaught, Vincent that you just signed. And I just like was so inspired by what everyone was doing, and I was like, oh, it would be so cool if I could do that. And then I was just like, I want to take that risk now and just try it, and let's see where it goes. Was basically the beginning of it.
I think there is John and I took a risk in setting this up, and it's something you need to do earlier than later, I think.
Yeah.
Otherwise you spend the rest of your career going, oh, what if I'd made that jump or tried this?
No, for sure, yeah. I think that's what I was thinking is I was in my early 20s, so I was like, if it's not now, like when?
But something that I've definitely noticed, and from comments that we've had as well and questions, like you've found your style quite quickly. And we always talk about illustrators needing to sort of find their style and color palette, things like that. Are you aware of that as well? Like, how did you find it so quickly, and that kind of confidence to do it as well?
I mean, I felt like it was quite long, like because I was doing it felt long. But I guess maybe kind of timeline wise, it was maybe a bit quicker.
Yeah.
I think when I started illustration and started really kind of seriously considering becoming an illustrator and finding my voice and stuff like that, I think I was really dead set on the fact that I wanted to fail as much as possible. Like I wanted to make as many bad drawings as I could.
Yeah.
Because I think that's really what stopped me growing up from drawing, like during my teenagers and stuff like that. I just felt so like invested in the final product and not in the process. And I think that really stopped me from drawing as much as I could have.
Because you were kind of being too critical and chasing perfection almost.
Yeah, and if it wasn't good, I'd be like, oh, this sucks.
I think I see that. I've seen
a lot
that
of
my
people
kids.
say that.
A lot of children stop drawing at a certain point, I think, because
Exactly,
they become self-critical. And they lose that, I don't know, that kind of freedom and ease of working.
Yeah, and I wish I had drawn more because of that. And so when I was like, okay, I need to kind of work hard and find what kind of work I want to make, I just didn't really care. I just wanted to make as much as possible and quickly as possible, I guess.
And were you working like physically at this point, or was it digital? Or
yeah, physical, digital. Because I did. So after I worked in the architecture industry for a year, I went to do a master's in illustration at UL, and I think that environment was great because I could just allow myself to experiment.
And where was that?
Camberwell, UL,
right.
Camberwell. Yeah.
And you were working on an iPad at this point, or
no? So I was doing. I think I started working on a tablet, on a Wacom, not an iPad, pretty quickly. And then I was also doing like gouache and like mono printing and.
Because now you use a Wacom, right?
Yeah.
Seen that before.
So I was like kind of trying to do as much as possible and just try things because I had no idea where it was gonna go.
And have you tried Procreate?
I have. I don't know if it's for me.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah, I think I really struggle with the format of an iPad.
Yeah.
I find it quite small.
I mean, you mentioned Tom Hosoyamada and Vincent and Bruno as well, but they're all on, I think 2 of them are on Cintiqs and 1 of them's on an iPad.
Right.
But yeah, it's a similar thing. You just kind of, it's all about the line texture, isn't it? You've found what works for you.
Yeah, and also I think there is a quality to my work that when I'm drawing it, I want to feel like I'm in the place that I'm drawing or like in the space that I'm drawing. And so the bigger the screen, the better.
And that's an interesting one, actually, because you mentioned about being in that space, and your work feels very, it's got depth to it. It feels almost 3D. And one of the questions we were asked on social media is, how do you do perspective so well? And that's surely got to come from your architectural background.
I think so. Yeah. I think it's also like when I was studying architecture, you're pushed to imagine spaces all the time. And so the way that you think just becomes, your brain just works in 3D.
Yeah, because there's a lot of illustrators, including a lot of ours, that just work on that flat plane.
Yeah.
The horizon is always going across the screen.
Right.
But yours is, you've got a lot of vanishing points.
very
that.
dynamic angles.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing about like studying architecture is when you kind of get to the end of any project that you're working on, you have to kind of create these drawings or like renderings or images that represent your design.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of think of the most interesting way to showcase the space that you've designed.
Yeah, but
and
you're using what, CAD or SketchUp?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. But I think imagining it is like quite a big part of it. So I think it's just it comes from that like sort of instinctive kind of reaction, I guess.
And have you always drawn? Because you've talked about growing up in London, Paris, Tokyo. These are the places you draw a lot. Has that always been your subject matter, or have you?
No.
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 What did you start out with?
When I was sketching and stuff like that. I mean, my work was so different when I first started drawing again in my early 20s. I was drawing like kind of characters and like sort of pencil sketches of like creatures and stuff. That's really where I started. But I think I kind of started again where I was looking at other artists' work and kind of emulating them almost. And then I started drawing from my own personal life, and I was, I would go on trips and I would draw myself on these trips and things like that. And I do go to Paris quite often. So,
well, I think a big thing, something that's really draws people to your work is they do feel quite immersive. They are scenes that they're very idyllic. Like, you draw, beautiful scenes in Paris, or almost like Dickensian London, and you kind of can imagine yourself in those scenes. And is that something you do consciously? Do you draw places you would like to be in?
Yeah, I think I draw places that I have experience, that I have. It's always like about a feeling, almost like I just remember like being in a place or a space and feeling a certain way, or like what the atmosphere was like, or what the lighting was like. And then especially with my personal work, I tried to bring that in a lot more, and that's what I tried to focus on. So that's just what dictates the way that I use the textures that I use, or the lighting that I kind of choose.
Because your use of light is really interesting as well. There's often, you don't seem to often draw kind of like midday. It'll either be kind of morning sunshine, or like a kind of that twilight evening kind of light.
Yeah.
Is that an intentional choice?
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes I look through my camera roll, and I think that's just what a lot of it is.
Yeah. And do you use photography as a reference point?
Yes. Yeah, like so much. I haven't done this more recently, but I used to carry around my DSLR everywhere. And that's just like such a great way to instinctively create compositions of like wherever you are. Yeah. And I have used a lot of my own kind of photography as an inspiration, like starting points to what I draw.
Because you quite often draw women in your illustrations. True. Do you feel like it's yourself sometimes?
Yes.
Yeah. But do you kind of photograph the poses and then draw it based on
that?
Yeah,
I do. Yeah,
I think quite a few of our guys that do that.
Yeah, I think that really just gives the best results in the end, because you're kind of acting it out, and the physical. I think it's just using references is such an important part of it. I think some people feel like they shouldn't use references for some reason, and
I think there's this kind of especially with stock photography, they're like, oh no, can't do that, and obviously for copyright issues in certain scenarios you can't, but like as Sarah Maycock says, she has to be able to see what she needs to draw, and she can't see it, she can't just picture it in her head.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Although there are some people that can just draw anything from their head, which is quite amazing.
But they must have studied before, like how to draw these, and that's why they kind of know.
Yeah, already. I mean, it's. I think some illustrators will just admit that they're not very good at drawing, and then others are just clearly incredibly good at drawing. Just depends where it's how your brain functions, I guess. Yeah. So, but especially with people, I definitely need to look at references and
you have quite a distinctive character style as well. Did it take you a while to kind of hit upon that?
Yes, or I'm not sure. I think I do kind of maybe suffer a little bit from same face syndrome.
Face syndrome.
But I think, no, actually, I did always kind of draw like that from the beginning. I think I did go through a few kind of iterations of like drawing more with curves, or the faces were slightly different. But yeah, I think something that I found out recently that I thought was kind of interesting is I do tend to, whenever I'm drawing people, there is obviously a level of abstraction that happens, even if you have references. And I do like to kind of play around with curves and like straight edges. And I was like, wait, actually, this is really similar to this sculpture. I don't know if you know, like François Pompon. It's like this polar bear sculpture. François Pompon.
That's a great name.
Yeah, it's like in the Musée d'Orsay. It's a sculpture of a massive polar bear.
Okay.
And the way that he uses curves and straight edges, I was like, oh, this is like feels familiar, because I feel like I do that as well. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, because I grew up with that sculpture, so I
it sounds like a detective name or something. It's great. It could be a program.
One thing I have noticed is that you've got a very good eye for detail. So if you're drawing a person, then you're very considered in terms of what that person's wearing and the fashion. If you're drawing somebody's apartment, you clearly think about the furniture, little details like which lamp they have or which sofa.
Yeah.
Are you really into fashion and interiors? Is that something you?
I love interiors. Fashion, I have a little bit more of a difficult time with. I do try to like research a lot more for that, just because it doesn't come as instinctively for me, I think.
And what do you use? Are you sort of on Instagram?
Yeah, sometimes Instagram, sometimes Pinterest, sometimes just good old school Google.
Yeah.
I do, like, whenever I start a project, I try to not draw immediately. I always kind of collate images, whether it's on Pinterest or whether it's on
so
like
a little mood board.
Yeah. Or like
do you ever share that with the client, or does it just go straight into sketching?
No, I've never. Yeah, maybe I should actually.
I don't know. It'd probably overcomplicate things.
Well, actually, no, I have. I think there was a few times when I felt like the brief was maybe a little bit too broad, and so I would collate images, put them in a PDF, and then be like, "This is what I'm thinking about. Like, what do you think?"
Do you like? Is it because it feels quite holistic when I look at your characters in their apartments or whatever? Do you build a little profile in your head of what this person is like and their life, or?
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm working on a calendar project at the moment, and I'm having to draw multiple kind of interiors of apartments, and so I'm doing that right now, actually, of like trying to think of like all of these different people living in different apartments.
Who would live here? And
yeah. It's like, if he lives in a, I don't know, like a warehouse conversion apartment, like what kind of like would he like? I don't know, vinyls, or like what kind of music would he listen to? And I'm trying to like implement more of that.
There is, I mean, we can see the Barbican from our window, and there was, which is a tall building block in London, quite a famous one. Yeah. But there was a photographer that went and photographed the person that lived there on every single floor.
Okay.
So the composition is exactly the same, because I think you've got like a pillar or a wall where the kitchen is.
Okay.
And then he just went down the building and photographed exactly the same. And while that space is the same, you know, the footprint, the actual decor, and of course of every single floor is completely different.
Yeah. I think, is that a book?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe, it probably got turned into it. It was a really nice photography series.
Amazing. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's good. I would love to get that as like a reference, actually.
Well, you because you've been doing this lovely series of your favourite spots in London.
Yeah.
One of which was the Barbican, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
where else have you drawn?
I've drawn Barfina.
Yes.
Which is a great restaurant.
Yeah, we know it well, don't we, Tom?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's in Soho.
Me and Tom had a meal. Did you draw the one in King's Cross? Or
I kind of mishmashed a few of them. Like I mishmashed the one from Soho and the one in King's Cross, I think. Yeah.
And do they know about it?
I did send it to them.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if they saw it.
So we've done this a few times, right? We'll draw like a nice restaurant or a shop or something. And then you take it to them, and you either get this like, "Oh, that's amazing," but then sometimes you just get this like,
nothing.
You're just like, "Oh,
okay, thanks. That's a bit creepy." Or
oh no, I did think about like maybe printing it out and giving it to them in person.
I think it's a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
So you're doing a kind of series of like your favorite spots.
Yeah.
And it's ongoing, right?
Yeah. So I've done Barfina. I've done the Pergola in Hampstead Heath.
Yeah.
I love that kind of structure.
Mm-hmm.
I did the Barbican, and I did Piccadilly Circus.
I think you did Piccadilly,
yeah. I like it. I think it's just like I was really inspired by like the hustle and bustle of Piccadilly Circus. Yeah.
Piccadilly reminds me of being a kid for some reason. Like that was my experience of London as a child.
Going to like Shaftesbury Avenue and like seeing
just
shows
being, I don't know, and the big screen and
yeah.
Oh, it's great. It's like just really nice about going there.
Yeah, I think I wanted to do one that was quite iconic, and then I think the other ones could be a bit more kind of niche. Or
I feel like this could be turned into a book as well. If there's any publishers listening.
I need to make more. I really want to keep going with it.
Yeah. And it's kind of endless as well. You can go down, restaurants, shops.
Yeah.
Landmarks.
You've given me a lot of good ideas as well.
Yeah, it's a lovely series. And you must be quite inspired by travel then. Mm-hmm. Do you pick holiday destinations and city breaks based on like visually where you think is going to be inspiring, or?
I mean, I did travel like kind of around the US a few years ago, and I've been wanting to do a series of like US.
Did you do a road trip?
I didn't. No, we just flew around, unfortunately. Nice. I don't know if I do like choose them based on like their aesthetic. I did go to Portugal this year, which was really fun.
Whereabouts?
Porto.
Yeah, lovely.
Nice.
Yeah, but we got food poisoning.
Oh no!
So it was horrible, but so lovely city.
It's a lovely city. You have to go back.
Yeah.
Portugal's one of my favourites,
and also
Lisbon as well is great.
Yeah, they have these beautiful like tilings.
Yes.
I'm not sure what they're called, but
Oh yeah, the ceramic tiles.
I
they've
really
got
want to
a
draw
long-
that as well.
We did a project actually, and the illustrations were made in Portugal into tiles.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, if you end up in Lisbon, there's a museum of tiles.
Yes, I know that. Yeah, I really want to go to that.
That's worth a visit.
Yeah.
It's on my list.
Did you take your kids there? Come on, kids, let's go
It's
to
not
the
one for
tile
the kids.
museum.
It's not one for the children. No. So we had quite a few questions on Instagram for you. So I'm going to ask you a few of these.
I mean, I've got a question as well.
Go on then, Tom.
I mean, TFL.
Let's talk about
like,
TFL.
Yeah.
You, at the moment, have a massive
I'm so excited.
billboard illustration all over London
Yeah,
for
I'm
TFL.
so excited.
I mean, as a bucket list client, I think that's on a lot of illustrators' lists.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's as long as I can remember, it was on my bucket list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is part of the 25-year anniversary campaign of TFL, and there's 25 kind of innovations or kind of landmark changes they've made to TFL during the past 25 years.
Yep.
And they wanted to work with illustrators based in London, and you've ended up doing 2 of the 25.
Yes.
Which is not bad going. So
And
Yeah.
as an agency, we did, was it 11?
You did just, you did
We
so
did quite
well.
a
I mean, I've
few.
just got to add that in there.
But yeah, how was the experience, and have you seen them in the wild yet?
I have not.
Oh, really?
I have not. Yeah.
Oh, I
I'm
thought you'd
gonna
have, done a special trip.
No, I'm gonna go hunt them down this weekend, and I'm
I
really
think
excited.
yours are in the most recent batch, so yours have only just come out.
I've heard they're on the Elizabeth line,
Yes.
which is the
Yeah,
best
they
line.
usually-
So
yeah,
I'm
they
just
usually are.
honored.
I always remember one of Charlie's, it was the guy holding the flowers. And then,
Oh, yeah.
like, the next day I went to go and take a photograph, and someone just stuck a chewing gum on the guy's face.
No.
It's like, okay.
No, yeah.
But no, that must be a lovely, I mean, for me, like going on the tube and seeing a project that we worked on is great. So for the illustrator, that must be really good.
Yeah, I think it's my first time being on any bill or like any signage in London, and that's always been such a goal of mine to have work at large scale in the city that I live in.
Yeah.
And how did you find the process? I mean, I was like, so John managed this job, like John and I, and we kind of separate projects by illustrator. But
Yeah.
so I saw some of it. I saw lots of sketches, and I was really impressed with all the different angles and ideas that you'd sort of sent over.
Yeah.
And is that normal for you? You kind of send over quite a few variants?
I do try to, yeah. But I think with this one, I really wanted to find a way to make it my own. And so I did go through like quite a few I think I sent over like maybe 8 sketches or like 3 main kind of directions and then like
Yeah, but
some
I mean,
variations
all
under
based
that.
on the same concept.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
as you say, different angles, different ways of drawing it.
Yeah, because the first one I worked on was the one that was the tube signs with the kites.
Yeah.
And I mean, that direction was quite solidified already when we first
Yes.
started. And so I was just kind of trying to figure out like, how can I create interesting compositions based on that initial idea? What kind of approaches can I have? Is it like, what would it look like if if the viewer is in the air and you were looking down or like looking up, or if you were kind of like looking from the back or whatever. And it was such a collaborative process, which I loved. And the art directors are amazing. Matt Allen and Phoebe Hazan. And it was just such a we're all worked together, and it was really great to get their feedback and then kind of reflect that and just sort of like molding it.
It's a very
what it
collaborative
was.
process, but then there's also a lot of, as with anything, TFL is obviously public money, and there's a lot of people involved in the sign off. So there's quite a lot of feedback and changes.
Yeah.
And little tweaks you had to make. I know on the bicycle one, there was a lot of talk about the helmets and little details.
It was more the angle of the bicycle.
That's right.
There was one feedback that was like, can we shift the bicycle like maybe 0.5 degrees that way? And because I don't work with 3D, I do have to redraw the whole thing.
Yeah, that's a start over.
And bicycles are tricky.
they
bicycle,
are.
drawing bikes and horses
Triangles.
are tricky things to draw.
Horses.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's
Horses are
because
very
the angle of it is coming kind of towards you as well.
It was a kind of semi bird's eye, and so it was a bit difficult, but I'm so happy of like how it ended up though. I think
And what are the other big kind of career highlight projects for you?
From now on?
What are the ones that you've done that you're particularly proud of? And where would you,
bearing in mind we've only worked with you for under a year and we've already got a billboard out, which is great.
And you've also worked with, I don't think we can talk about it really, but you've worked on a project for possibly one of the most famous people in the world, I'd say.
Yeah, hopefully.
But we can't show that yet.
I'm really excited about that one as well. Yeah, I guess we can't talk about it. But
let's not talk about that one. Yeah. But what else have you done to date that you kind of see as your major projects?
I think the first one that I can think of is I worked on, when I was first starting out, I worked on this editorial piece for Wired World Annual, and that was such a big turning point. So I feel like that was kind of a really memorable project even now, because I feel like that's a project that really kind of started my journey into editorial illustrations.
We started out with Wired.
Very first one. We were chatting to the guys at Condé Nast yesterday as well.
You did say that in one of the podcasts.
Yeah, I think our very first commission was, maybe the very first was Huck magazine, but then Wired. And one of the art directors there was super kind to us and was commissioning us when we really didn't have much to show him. Wired is a great...
do you remember what the fee was? I do.
I don't know.
I think you said
£80.
I thought you said it was 60. Oh, maybe it was £80.
£80, to draw the Wired logo. It's just to redraw the Wired logo in a certain style, and I think it just went on the masthead.
It was on the masthead, was it? Very small,
and they got someone to redraw the logo every month. And that John and I called each other up and like, we've got a commission. It's really exciting.
Yeah, I love Wired magazine.
But where do you want to go next? What are your dream jobs? So John and I have these conversations with our illustrators generally, usually not on a podcast. But it's really helpful for us to know, which clients would you want to work on? What kind of jobs do you want to do?
I don't really maybe have particular clients, but I would love to work on a massive billboard, like a huge one, or maybe some kind of interior, something related to interiors, or shop windows. Sometimes shop windows will do kind of 3D installations.
A Christmas window would be nice.
I think Selfridges did a few of them a few years ago. And they were incredible, and I would love to do something like that, sort of merging my illustrations with 3D design.
I can imagine that. That the depth that you have anyway, if you were kind of to build almost sets. Shop windows.
And I feel like that would really just merge all of my kind of different interests together of spatial design.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll bear that in mind.
Yeah, that's a good.
I would also love to do product as well.
Yeah, I think packaging would be great.
Seeing something in the supermarket that I go to every single day would be great.
Yeah, it's always nice. Let's have a read of some of these questions that we were sent. This is an interesting one. Do you have any tips on getting signed or being represented? How did that work for you?
I get this question quite a bit.
Oh, do you?
I do. It's always a tricky one. I think the most helpful thing I could say, I guess, is kind of be objective with yourself or not. Kind of look at your work and ask yourself, is my work strong enough to belong in the list of artists that, the agency has? Does it actually get to that level? Is it on par with the kind of quality that the other artists' work is? And
be your strongest critic. That's really important.
And also, I think timing is really important.
This is it, because the truth of it is, you originally approached us, sent us a submission. And I think we were just too late to respond.
We were slow. We take our time with decisions sometimes.
It went to your spam folder.
It went to our spam folder. That's right.
Oh, no.
That's right.
And the thing is, when I emailed you the first time, I emailed it kind of they're not gonna want me. I'm just gonna send it because I don't know. And I didn't expect anything, and so I did not send a follow-up email.
That's right. Okay, so we basically missed the boat, but then we did see your work. We spoke to you. You already had an agent. But I think we had a coffee and had a
we
chat.
just
Did you come here?
No,
No.
this was a couple of years ago, wasn't it? It's
I
before
don't
we
know if you
this
had
place.
this. Yeah.
No, I don't think we
This
had
office
this place.
space. Yeah.
And then so I think you're right. I think timing is important because, just it didn't work out at that time.
Yeah.
But then when we started speaking again earlier this year, and you were looking for an agent, it was like, great. This is just perfect fit.
I mean, John and I talk about like when's the right time to sign someone, and I think it was absolutely the perfect time with you. Like you're kind of, it's really nice for us to sign someone where they're just sort of beginning to get some traction. They've got the confidence and they know what they want to draw, but they just need sort of help pushing it out and getting that kind of wide audience on it.
Yeah, I think when you're on the kind of, it's like a momentum thing, I think.
Yeah. But it's so nice to kind of go on that journey with our illustrators and see them develop and build their portfolio and their client list and things like that.
Yeah. And I think sort of, the evolution in the work is always kind of ongoing. And so it's nice to, if you sign with an agent, that you're able to kind of work with them through those changes as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've always say, like, we want to work with people for, a long time. Like some of our artists we've worked with for 15 plus years now.
Yeah.
And it's really great to see how styles evolve and support artists through those changes. And sometimes people come to us and they're like, I want to tear it up and start again. I've got a completely new style.
Yeah.
Others it's much more of a slow process over time of a style evolving. And it's sometimes not until you look back 5 or 10 years and you're like, wow, this works really different. But it's just been a slow, incremental change over time.
Yeah. But it's nice to be that voice in the room. People can kind of run stuff by us and say, oh, what do you think of this direction? Because ultimately, we're all kind of sat in our spare rooms drawing away. It can be quite tricky sometimes. But you're in a studio, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I'm not alone.
I came to a studio for a group show.
You did, yeah. So that was before we signed, I think.
Yes,
so
that's
that was
right. Because you're in Dalston. Tell us about the studio. It's in Dalston, right?
It's in Dalston. It's a shared studio space.
Yeah.
It's mostly kind of digital designers, illustrators, writers. It's a lot of creative people, which I love.
And do you kind of see each other's work?
Yeah. Like, for example, with the TFL project, actually, I was doing the roughs and I kind of got to this point where I wasn't really sure. And I was like, what else can I do? And I asked my studio mate, Gio Law, that you also know. He's an incredible illustrator.
Hey, Gio.
Yeah. And I was like, what do you think? And he just gave me great feedback. And that's what I love.
That's so crucial.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of, let's accept that, especially in London, studios are disappearing. There used to be so many.
Right.
Lots of our guys used to be in nice shared
and
really?
it's
spaces. And
because of landlords selling up, turning them into apartments, etc., etc. Like that's just part of what happens. But what you lose is that dialogue. You'd have had it at uni, whether that's the other students on the course or your tutors, or if you're just like a graphic designer working at an agency, you speak to your colleagues. But just those little conversations unlock things in your mind, like, I can try this or try that, and kind of help push it in different directions.
Yeah.
Do you think, like, if you were just working at home on your own, would you find that hard?
Yeah, because I did that at the beginning. I did that. So I graduated, and then for the first maybe 1 or 2 years, I was by myself and working in my living room. I was going crazy. It was just, I think it's really not for me. I think some people work really well.
So did you go in every day?
I go in pretty much every day, or most, at least 4 times a week, I think.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. And also it's open during the weekends, so I sometimes go. Yeah.
And because it's Print Club there as well.
Yeah. So it's called Miller's Junction, the studio space, but then it's owned and kind of managed by the people at Print Club.
Yeah, it's a lovely space. Are you any plans to do another group show? Because that was a really nice event.
No, not for now, but I would love. Yeah, maybe in the future. That was a really nice kind of.
It was great.
Yeah, because also sometimes you are involved in other people's work, but also sometimes you might not even realize what people are doing, or maybe there's someone's work that you don't know. And so it was just nice to see everyone's work sort of side by side, and just being able to talk about work.
Yeah, that's really nice.
One thing I was going to talk to you about is you are very good at creating reels and social media stuff, and so Yo's looking at me as if to say,
No, I'm
not
not.
really.
I'm like,
But I feel like you're very natural and very native.
Thanks.
There's a nice bit of
Thanks.
humour to it as well.
this is what?
No, there's a good sense of humour to it as well.
Oh, okay.
Like, what was that the thing you posted yesterday about the podcast? It's
It's
this
like
sort
this
of
deer that's like,
deer in headlights with a
That's me,
microphone
yeah.
in front of it.
But does that come because you cut these little reels where you talk about your process,
Yeah.
or you talk about how you ended up doing a project, or I think you've done a couple where you just talk about your walking to the studio and like your kind of average day. Like
Yeah.
it feels very natural. Is it natural? Like I think it's interesting for people to hear whether that is something that you find easy or if that takes a lot of work.
it takes a lot of work. Yeah. I love sharing my process. I think so much gets lost if, there's so much that happens behind the scenes, and like when you just look at the finalized image, there's so much that went through, in terms of process and what I was thinking about. And so I love doing these little videos that shows the process and maybe the roughs I was working on and what I was thinking about when I was drawing and things like that. But it is difficult because I think, and I think a lot of illustrators find it difficult, but I'm not personally an oversharer by nature. Like
Yeah.
I'm pretty like introverted.
Okay.
I'm pretty, I don't talk about myself that much. And so it is, I do have to make a conscientious effort every time to be like, okay,
And
I do want to talk about this, or this is important to me.
And has it noticeably helped boost your profile? Do you think it's been beneficial to you?
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Like I think I uploaded a reel maybe this year that was about like my income and how I make money as an illustrator, and that did amazingly well.
Yeah, I mean, any transparency stuff like that.
Yeah, I think financials and stuff like that just like does really well. And then I did a breakdown of how I worked on a poster that I did last year that was about kind of a Christmas campaign with a department store in Japan, and there was quite a bit of like kind of process behind that. So
And is this going on TikTok and Instagram?
Yeah.
Which platform do you find has the better response?
They both have great responses, for me at least.
Because you do find some people, they just suddenly take off on one.
True.
And then the other one sort of wobbles.
True. Yeah, TikTok, I'm not sure. I'm still kind of figuring that one out.
I thought, yeah, me too.
It's just so new. Like I didn't grow up with it. Like video format overall, it was not a thing really when I was growing up.
Yeah. I don't use TikTok much, but I did download it. I liked about 1 or 2 illustration accounts and one video of someone talking about the kind of thing that you were talking about.
Yeah.
And then the next time you go on it, that's literally all you get. It's like the algorithm
it's very sensitive.
Yeah, the algorithm just it's just the craziest algorithm.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how many illustrators are on TikTok. Like I feel like less illustrators are probably on TikTok, so maybe.
Yeah, but I just think there's more and more. Okay, so an illustrator would see you do that, and then they go, "Oh, I'm going to do that," and then you just get like hundreds of people doing the same sort of video.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then you just end up with these kind of waves like that.
Yeah. I think TikTok operates by trends, so it's a lot of people kind of recreating concepts, stuff like that.
A couple more questions then. So somebody said your style is super detailed. How do you manage client expectations? And kind of a similar related question, someone else has said, massive fan of Yo. On average, how long do you spend on your illustrations?
So for the expectations, I think we did that recently with the Telegraph.
Yes.
So that it's an editorial piece for the Telegraph.
Is it going to be weekly or bi-weekly?
I think it's bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly.
Yeah, it's
So
bi-weekly.
it's a regular repeat column, and obviously
In the life of.
yeah, it's a really nice. And it's great to do repeat work, but obviously editorial budgets being editorial budgets.
Yeah.
It's important to manage a client's expectations. So we've kind of sent examples of your work and said, this is what you can expect.
Yeah. So that's
that's
exactly
important.
what
Yeah, I mean, we
usually
do that because we do that on all of our jobs, to be honest. Like some illustrators, the level of detail on work is fairly consistent throughout their portfolio. Other illustrators, you go from very, very detailed pieces to sort of small spots and things like that. So yeah, when clients come and say, how much is that? You have to sort of say, okay, well, can you pick out a few bits that you like? from the existing portfolios, then we can kind of get an idea of how much detail they're expecting.
Yeah.
So that's a good way of doing that.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it helps to have a range. I do think my work kind of leans a lot more kind of detailed, but then I also have a few pieces that I'm able to do faster. Strip back.
So the more detailed stuff though,
yeah.
How long would something like the most?
Okay.
How long would that take?
Do you know when to stop?
I do actually. Yeah. I do.
A lot of people struggle with that.
Right.
Well, it's endless. You know, it's not like a building where you lay the last brick on and you go done.
Yeah.
In theory, you can keep going.
I mean, I do this thing of sort of like exporting an image that I think is final and then kind of looking at it again and be like, actually, I think this isn't quite right.
Or do you look at it on a different screen?
Different screen. Yeah. I look at it on my phone sometimes. I look at it on my...
And then you print it out and it looks completely different.
Yeah. So then I do kind of tend to re-export the final file maybe like 10 times for an illustration.
I mean, photographers do that as well with retouching.
True. Yeah. But I would say for the very detailed stuff, so recently I did... it's not out yet, but the Handsome Frank Christmas card.
Yeah, we're excited about that.
Can I talk about it?
It is out because we just need to write them.
It is out. It is printed.
So Yo has designed our Christmas card, which looks amazing.
I'm so excited about
and we've
that too.
printed those. We're also going to print a large
1.8 meter high print that will go in our window,
and
people can see on Charterhouse Square.
Tom has wired up a microwave sensor.
Well, yeah. So if anyone, so it's sensors. This month I've learned about sensors that turn lights on, and the standard sensor, which is a PIR sensor, doesn't work through glass. And I had this idea that I wanted people to walk past our window and at night the light would turn on and you'd see the print that we've got in the window. But PIRs don't work through glass. And I learned that because it's infrared.
Right.
The glass cuts out the infrared.
Okay.
So then good old Google helped me out and I discovered I needed a microwave sensor. Which sounds weird. Like I'm not microwaving people as they're walking past.
This is so unexpected and
so
ingenious.
But
I love
this
it.
is how I love my mind. I like these kind of solving problems and things like that. And I have a hard and fast rule of not doing any electrics or plumbing in the office. Because I don't want to burn anything or flood anyone. I do it in my house. That's no problem. But here, absolutely not. So then we had to get an electrician to come and fit that. And it now works.
So if you walk past our office
at night
from next week, you will see Yo's amazing Christmas design. Christmas card window.
41 Charterhouse Square.
Yeah.
London.
Yes.
So pass by at night and it will light up if our sensor works.
So for that one, it took 2 days.
Okay, wow.
So just wanted to say that.
2 days, that's good.
2 days, yeah. So one day of sort of like...
Is that because we didn't pay you much? You're like, let's do that quickly.
Also, it was really big, so I really had to kind of lock in and go for it.
And we're also animating it, which is exciting.
Yes.
And I always say Vanya, but that's not how it's pronounced, is it?
It's not, but you're going to pronounce it correctly now.
I know because I forgot. I mean, they were here a couple of weeks ago, so they're based in Romania. Hello, Vanya.
Well, I do know what it means.
What does it mean?
It means to have balls.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
in Romanian. Yeah, apparently.
Nice.
That's cool.
So there you go.
Yeah, well, they're animating it. And they've sent over an animatic. Actually, you haven't seen the animatic.
I saw the dog.
Oh, the dog. Yeah, but there's been an updated one.
Okay.
Oh.
You can show me
I'm
after.
kind of letting Yo just go with it. You know, you're the art director on this.
I'm excited. I mean, I'm also just want to kind of, let them do their thing that they do best, and I trust them so much. So
I mean, it's an interesting one because you sent this illustration, and this is classic with animation jobs, is that if you can work with a good animator, and they are good animators, but they will look at that and the way they bring it to life just adds another level of engagement.
Yeah.
But I saw the dog in the background, but I didn't really think much of it. But they've kind of made the dog the hero, and he's running around and like being the helper to the artist.
Yeah.
I think that's really lovely when animators do that.
Yeah.
I just thought it would have like falling snow. And
That's what I thought as well. And they're sort of like gone
to town.
Yeah, beyond
story.
above and beyond. So I'm just so excited.
Yeah, looking forward to that. This is a good question. Why is she so goddamn good at illustration?
Oh, thank you. I don't know. It's a lot of...
Can you answer that?
Trial and error, I suppose.
I think it's...
I'm not sure.
I think it's what you touched on with this constant critique of yourself. And, it's that drive, which I don't know came from your your parents? Like, did they instill that in you, or your education? But you have got this a drive and a confidence which a lot of people don't have.
Thank you.
And that's good things to have in this field of work.
Yeah, I think someone talked about like just keep throwing stuff on the wall, and at some point something will stick. And I think that's sort of what I try to keep in mind sometimes. Of like,
but you didn't learn that in architectural school, did you? Throwing things on the wall.
But like, I guess, yeah. But I guess in architecture you do have to make 100 iterations of a design in order for the one to be built.
Yeah.
And I think with the illustration, it was kind of something similar where I was like, just keep making, like, you're an artist, to make it.
Yeah, it is similar, because in a way, photography is very different, isn't it? You can take hundreds of images and then you have to pick one. But with illustration and architecture, you're refining the one over and over.
Yeah.
Before you go, I'm going to go and got a quick gift for you.
What?
In my bag.
Oh, the suspense. What is it?
I see a remote.
John's got his bag.
I found one at home.
What is it?
After a year on the books, you've earned it.
Oh my God! I'm so
Tell us what it is, John.
I am so excited.
It's
Thank
a
you
pennant.
so much.
It's one of the official Handsome Frank pennants.
I love it. I
Which
feel
is a triangle
so
flag
honored.
for people that don't know.
Yeah, well, there you go. So we need to get some more printed, actually, but I thought we had run out, but I found one
I love
in a
it.
drawer at home.
I'm gonna put it up in my studio
That's
as a
good.
badge of honor.
Wow, I think you've very much earned it this year. And I'm really excited to see what you do next.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to
it's
be
great.
working with you guys and like to work on the next exciting thing.
I think next year's going to be good. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Yo.
Bye.
And if you'd like to know more about Handsome Frank and our artists, check out our website, handsomefrank.com.
Thanks very much for listening.